Okay, so we're waiting for the Twitter Spaces to start with the BS9000 team for the Baby Smurf token that launched recently. Haven't seen anyone show up on the live stream yet. Haven't seen any notification of Spaces show up yet, and this was set to start 7 minutes ago. So it's probably not the best of beginnings as far as this goes. We'll wait and see what happens. There are a couple of things that I was keen to find out about in relation to how the BS9000 project is looking, and that largely is connected to their roadmap. And at the moment, the information on their roadmap does look pretty good, but I'm going to bring up some of the stuff that they've got going on here. And we'll have a look at their new website, which has launched recently. Just bring that over into a new tab. And as we can see, there's been quite a lot of work done in the space to make this look pretty slick, which is good. However, there are a couple of questions that I've got in relation to how the intellectual property of the company that owns the rights to the Smurfs and also X. So we can see very clearly here in the marketing materials and the logos that are being used that these are very clearly trademark registered intellectual property. The question that I've got is largely in relation to their roadmap and how they're looking at phase 3 and phase 2, where we're looking at the media outreach, press releases, advertisements, and if this is something that is going to create a challenge for them. And you can see very clearly here that it is a very obvious use of another company or another entity's intellectual property, arguably for a financial outcome. They're going to show up on the radar very, very quickly with this sort of stuff. We've seen this happen in the NFT space, and it will happen here as well. And then we'll get to phase 4 as far as community building and looking at what's going to be happening on different platforms and creating a brand known across the crypto space. The question that I've got in relation to, obviously I've already stated, is what are their plans in relation to their current images and the use of other companies' intellectual property. We know that X, the logo, is clearly owned and controlled by Twitter. As you can see here on the Smurfs official website, that all drawings, text, characters, etc. objects, they are the property of the Payo company and Studio Payo. This is the original creator of the Smurfs. So Pierre Couliford, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, hopefully. He was the creator of the Smurfs, and the rights in relation to that has been passed down. I believe it's now his daughter who is in charge of the company, and she runs that. There we go. So it will be very interesting to see what happens in relation to this particular project and what's going on as far as how they're going to navigate maybe the licensing side of the conversation. It could be a very, very simple process. However, I think that there's definitely some questions that will be left hanging over the top of this as far as whether or not they feel that it's appropriate that their brand is used in relation to a crypto project which, meme coins don't exactly have a good name or a good reputation, broadly speaking, across not the crypto industry, but across typically the finance sector. That's considered to be a high-risk gamble, and I don't think that the likes of this company are going to be quick to jump into bed with what they may see as an arguable pump and dump, potentially some sort of scam, which I'm not saying that is the case with the way that the BS9000 coin has been set up, but it does make you wonder just how much forethought has been put into this, particularly when the marketing of the project has been so heavily connected to not just what Elon Musk released on his live stream, but also the imagery that's being used on the website. Now, look, I wish the team all the best with this. I do have some BS9000 at this stage, Whether I continue to hold it or not, that's still an unknown at this point in time. I'm not endorsing the project. I'm not saying it's worth jumping in on. I'm not giving financial advice. What I am doing is asking a question in relation to the, at this stage, seemingly unauthorized use of intellectual property or unlicensed use of intellectual property across two rather large companies who definitely have, as we know, rather deep pockets and can fight a substantial fight. And I think that could, if this goes down the wrong route, unless they do something to change their branding, this could potentially turn out not so well for the project. So we're still waiting to see what's happening as far as whether or not there's anything going on with the spaces. There's been nothing show up on my feed yet, so we'll just wait and see. And if something does come up, I'll start the recording and we'll catch this one, jump into the conversation, and we'll ask those questions and see what's going to be happening. As you can see here, we'll quickly go back to their Twitter feed. We're expecting a reasonable turnout for this, I would say. Yeah, there's probably going to be a dozen or so people there for something that is relatively new. And having Cashreg on, that is going to be an interesting conversation. So let's just wait and see what happens. And yeah, if this does come live, I'll share this with you. All right, enjoy.